Welcome to the Diligent Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Dorian Jones. I make personal development easy so that you can achieve your goals, do all the things you put your mind to, give you motivation, and so much more. It's time for you to step up, do the work, and become the best version of yourself. Let's go ahead, dive right into the show. What's going on, Diligent Minds community? Happy Monday to you if you listen to this when it comes out. I'd like to welcome you all, old and new, to another episode of the Diligent Minds Podcast. If you're new here, don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, refer to a friend, and leave a rating and review for me on Apple Podcasts. I truly appreciate you. We back after another week, a week that I had to take off for myself mentally. It was an up and down week for me, honestly. I was going through different things mentally, emotionally. I was in my head a lot of times because I was working on some things and they weren't working out. And then I was like, let me just take a break because it just feels like I'm always on this wheel of content creation, editing. I'm just like on the computer every single day. I was like, I need this break for me. So that's why I took last week off, just to reconnect with myself. But now we are back with another great episode to help you become a better version of yourself. So how you feeling, Diligent Minds community? I hope you all had a great weekend, or you having a great day currently right now. Whatever you're doing, whether you're working out, you're cleaning up, you at work right now, you're driving, I hope you're in great spirits, great health. Sending you all positive vibes going into this holiday season, which is crazy to say because next thing you know, the new year's here and we starting that whole cycle over. But I hope you're in great spirits, great health. Last time we talked, I was talking about my Dodgers. I had my Dodgers hat on. I was excited because I think it was game 2 because we lost game 1. But I'm back and I'm sad right now. I'm pissed off because they lost. Like, they got swept. That really hurt me. I'm like, seriously, another good season going to waste because you lose in the first round. This is pathetic. It's embarrassing. But I'm going to still rep y'all, though. I'm still rocking with y'all. I still got faith in you because I'm not about to switch teams anyway. So, got no choice but to roll with it. So congratulations to all the Arizona Diamondback fans and that whole organization. Go ahead and send some well wishes to you. I don't want you to win just because you beat my team. I'm being honest. I'm that petty. I want you to lose, so I'm not rooting for you the rest of the playoffs. With that being said, let's move on to the next thing. We're not talking about my Dodgers no more. I want to make sure that you're preparing for the new year because it's coming up right now. And many times you get people that's focused on New Year's resolutions. How can I make this year better? But I want you to focus on what can you do right now to help you have that momentum going into the new year. Don't wait until next year. Don't wait until January to say that you're going to make those changes. Start making the changes right now. And it's perfectly fine if you didn't do anything this year that you said you'll do, or you didn't hit on all the things you said you would do. That's okay. We all get there at times. Don't get down on yourself. Just focus on what you can do right now at the moment. How can you make today count? How can you make every single second count going up into this new year? And speaking of going into the new year, if you feel like you need some help, you really want to jumpstart yourself, don't hesitate to sign up for the coaching program or just inquire about it. Hit the link down below, schedule a free call because I'm available to help you. And I had a coaching client that thanked me so much for helping her get out of her own way, for helping her get out of her own head. But not just that, but also giving her the tools and the mechanisms that she can use in her life on a day-to-day basis, and just being that person that holds her accountable, making sure that she stays on top of everything that she wanted to do. Because we set a goal. She told me what she wanted to do. I was like, okay, I know where you want to go. I know where you are, and I know where you're coming from. So now we need to break down all those things that's been holding you back, that's got you to this plateau right now where you feel stuck. And I want to help you do the same thing. Do not hesitate to reach out to me. Don't feel obligated to sign up just because we talk. I just want to learn more about you and see if we can work together. So with that being said, click that link down below, schedule your free call right now for the coaching. And let's see if we can work together to help you have a great 2023 because it's still enough time to have a great year and to help you make sure that you have a great 2024. Make it your best year of your life. I guarantee it. So check out the link down below again, and I look forward to talking to you. Now, let's get into today's show. We're talking about surviving versus thriving because most of the time we're in survival mode. Honestly, a lot of us are just stuck in survival mode, focusing on that day to day. But we all want to thrive as humans. That's just something that we would like to do. Most of us are always in that survival mode because that's what we're so used to. It seems normal. It just seems like I'm surviving. I'm here. Like I got through the day. It was just another day. And we live in to function and to work. That's what happens when we're surviving. We just live into to work and to function, to make sure we make it to the next day, make sure we eat, make sure we got clothes on our back, all these basic, simple mind things. And we're doing enough just to maintain ourselves. This isn't a surprise with the climate of today's world and economy, because today's economy and world is so crazy and so uncertain right now. And most people are just happy to make it to see another month. While this is the norm for some of us, it's not ideal for us as humans. We all want to feel those emotions of being at a high level. And that's what we're talking about in today's episode. Not to mention the toll that it takes on your mental, because it can be super draining. I understand it because I've been there before. And as humans, we want to thrive in life. No matter what we do, we want to thrive. We want to be at our highest selves. It's a natural instinct. That's just something that's within us. I don't care if you really want to do it, but once you hit a high level, it's something that you just enjoy. It's a feeling that you just can't shake. We all want to feel that safety, that hope, and joy, which are just a few of the things that we get when we thriving in our lives. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. We're going to help you start thriving in your life. We're going to spark something in you to help you begin to live a thriving life if you feel like you're stuck in survival. Let's go ahead and get right into it. When you're in survival mode, a lot of times it feels natural. So many people don't even notice it because it becomes so normal to them. This is their norm. This is your day-to-day routine. But this routine that you stuck in is all about you being in survival mode. We're making sure we pay our bills and we can eat. We have a place to live. We focused on our basic necessities. That's the things that we're focused on. Comfort can be found in this space though. When you find yourself comfortable, you're able to live, you're able to do certain things, to go out and have some leisure activities. You can buy a few things that you want. So it's kind of like you get stuck in there. You get stuck in that space like, okay, I'm comfortable. But then time passes you by and you're like, hold on, what am I doing right now? Like, I want to do more. This time has passed by. And now you finally realize that there's something missing in your life. That's that thriving part that you're missing. You got the survival. You got home taken care of. You got your basic necessities. You can go take a trip here and there. You could buy a few of the things that you desire. But now it's something beyond that. Like, what's that next thing for you? What's that thing that you're thinking about that make you feel like you're alive? When I talk about thriving, I'm talking about us feeling fulfilled, us feeling like a whole person, like feeling like we have everything in our life covered, like that whole basis of life. When we talk about the mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, all these aspects of our health. When we just at I wouldn't even say at our highest level with each one, but when we at a space where it feels like we're touching on each one of them, because there may be some aspects of it where we're not touching on it. I know me personally, I struggle with the social aspect of that. I do not put much emphasis on my social health. I don't go out much. I don't go and try and connect with people. I'm always finding myself just stuck in my space at times. And I have to force myself to get out of it because I find comfort here. I find my comfort here, but I have to step outside my comfort zone. And I know this. So me identifying and knowing this lets me know that's something that you need to tap into. That's something that you need to start doing in order for you to start thriving a little bit more in other aspects of your life. Because you can be thriving in one part and just surviving in another. But all that's up to you to decide which ones and identify and say what it is that you're going to do to change this. And when you're thriving, you feel it because you feel full of life. It's just like a feeling that you get. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. That feeling of like, okay, this felt good. You know how you just go out somewhere when you ain't been out in a while? You're like, dang, this feel good. I forgot how good it feels to go out and enjoy myself. It's that type of feeling that you get when you feel like, okay, I'm at a thriving point in my life. I'm at an aspect of my life where I'm thriving and no longer surviving. It's like stepping out of a cold storm and then stepping into a warm room where you just feel like, oh, this feels good. That's that feeling of going from surviving to thriving. And when you're thriving, you're looking forward to the next day. You have like some type of direction in your life. You're excited about the next things that's to come because you know every single day that you apply yourself, every single day that you go out and do something, that you're going to give it your all, that you're going to help yourself take a step further. And that's when you thriving, you feel it and you know it. It's like that feeling that you can't explain, but it's all over your face. It's written all over your face. The energy you give off is different than when you're surviving and when you're thriving. And you know what I'm talking about because you may be in survival mode right now and you know how it feels to start to thrive. You can only imagine and you can see it. You may see yourself thriving in your life visually, but you're not getting there because you're not taking the action steps. You're not doing the things and stepping out of your comfort zone to help you begin to go from that survival mode to thriving. And there's times in our lives where we may have a mixture of thriving and surviving at the same time. It's common for the two to collapse. It's perfectly normal. This is the waves of life that we speak of, where you had those highs, you had those lows. One day you up here, then the next you feel burned out, you feel uninterested, you feel discouraged, and then you get in your head. And then you start to feel like I'm out of that thriving mode. When no, you're not necessarily out of that thriving mode. You're just in the wave of it. That's okay. That comes and goes. Remember, life comes in waves. We don't have the highs, we don't have the lows. You got to take the lows with the highs. You know that feeling, and sometimes it comes out of nowhere and we don't know why it came to us. This comes from a chemical imbalance in our brain, which can be caused by our circumstances. It can be caused by our environments and many other factors that we won't dive into today. When we talk about continuously thriving in our lives, understand that it's a battle. It's not something that's going to come just because you think about it, just because you start to manifest it, just because you write down some goals, just because you take an action. No, even in the midst of that, you're going to still find yourself in survival mode at some stage. When you're climbing up in life, you may be at a certain stage where you say, all right, I'm here. All right, I've been here a little bit too long. Now I want to go up. And as humans, we always want to feel progressive because we always have different desires. Even when you hit these certain heights, even when you hit these certain goals, you'll raise the bar for yourself and the cycle will continue. Fighting this battle, you can lose yourself at times because you get in your own head, you have comparisons to other people, and then you put yourself from that thriving space when you're doing well. Remember, we only compare ourselves to our old version of who we were, not the better version of someone else's life. No, you comparing your better version of who you are compared to who they are. Because remember, someone else's floor may be your ceiling and vice versa. Some people may look at the things that you want in life and say, I wish I can have that. And they may not be there. So never compare your 12 o'clock to someone else's 12 o'clock. You on your own journey. Don't compare your thriving moment to someone else's thriving moment because they're going to be two different things. Because what's thriving to you may not be thriving to them. And what's surviving to them may not be surviving to you. They may just look at something and say, you know what, I'm surviving right now. You'd be like, dang, look, you thriving to me because I aspire to get there. And it may be someone looking at your life the same way. Never put yourself in someone else's shoes. Never compare yourself to where the next person is. Don't say, I should have been here at this point, because as we get older, as we continue to progress, especially once you hit your 30s, it comes this thing of, damn, I should have did this with my life. I should be here at this point. I should have bought a house right now. I should have my family. I should have my career on track. Don't hold yourself to those social norms, because those social norms will have you in your head and make you feel like you're not thriving in life. And it's going to steal your joy. It's going to pull you back down to that survival mode and have you in your head, have you beating yourself up. I don't want you to find yourself there. To continuously thrive in life doesn't mean not having bad days or these low moments. It means that you don't let these low vibration moments knock you off your path. Just because you hit a low moment, you know, that's a part of my journey. That's cool. We're going to lock in. We're going to stay in there. I'm going to go ahead, let all these emotions and all these things pass me by. Let them work through your system. And then you get right back on your track. You get right back on your horse and continue to move. That's what happens when we going through those survivals and those thriving moments of life. We just take the good with the bad. When we thriving though, when we out here thriving, we able to do great things and achieve great heights. When we out there feeling like we at our best selves, we living our best life, we at the highest peak that we ever been in our life. It's going to continue to give off the energy. You're going to attract more of the great things into your life. When we're here, we feel more inspired and had an energy to act. When we're in survival mode though, our focuses are occupied by the small things. And these small things take up a lot of our mental bandwidth. That's why so many people in poverty can never escape poverty, because they focused on survival. They focused on how can they make it to the next day? How can they put a meal on their tables today? How can you focus on your future? If you can't even survive right now, if you focus on survival right now, you don't know how you're going to eat today. You don't know how you're going to pay your bills today. How can you think about, oh, what I want to do for the future? I understand because I've been there. I've been in that poverty mindset. I've been in that poverty-stricken environment. I've been through it all. But I'm telling you, it's a way to break out of that. And that's what I want you to understand. I want you to understand just because you're in survival mode right now, it don't mean that you can't thrive. But when you're in that survival mode, that's that low vibration. They have you thinking about your next meal. They have you thinking about how you're going to pay your bills. Don't let that stuff stop you. Go ahead, figure that stuff out, but also think about your future self. Think about you at your highest peak. That's why it's important to have those vision boards. That's why it's important to have high goals for yourself so you have something to look forward to because you haven't reached it yet. So you're like, you know what? I can't get there. I see it. It's going to spark those interests in you. It's going to spark certain emotions. It's going to inspire you to take action. That's why I emphasize so much. Set high goals for yourself. Even if you don't think you can get there, set those goals high because it's all possible. And it's going to help you force yourself into a thriving lifestyle. When we're in those survival modes, our thoughts and abilities are suppressed because our mind and energy is focused on the right now. Like I said, we focused on the wrong things, but it's perfectly normal because we humans, we can make mistakes. But one thing we can also do is correct those mistakes that we made and learn from them. We're trading our time for money most of the time. We going out, we go work, we come back, we drain, we don't have much energy. And the money that we making barely covers our lifestyle. It barely covers our living expenses. It barely covers our basic needs. Not to mention trying to find time to take care of your family and your own well-being. It feels like there's no time between to even think about living beyond what you're dealing with at the moment. I understand, but I want you to also understand that you can get through it. If you're in survival mode currently, I want to tell you to fight it. Continue to fight. Don't remain in that survival mode. It's easy to get caught in this cycle and watch life pass us by. This is how you call here for longer than you want. You look up and years have passed you by and you've been in survival mode this whole time. You just been getting by. You just been existing. You just been taking care of your bills. You just been going to work, doing all that, but you forgot about yourself. You forgot about your dreams. You forgot to apply yourself to help you reach that next peak. But I don't want you to remain there. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here talking about this right now, because I was in survival mode for so long. You know how that shit felt? Man, that did not make me feel good. It did not make me feel good at all. I knew that I could do more. I knew that I had the abilities to do more, but I was stuck in survival mode because I had that mentality. Remember, everything is in your mind. It's all in your mindset. And that's what we're going to develop. We're going to help you develop that mindset. And that's what I want you to focus on today. Focus on how can you escape that survival mode and become a thriving individual. Most people find themselves in survival mode their whole life, and they don't even know it. Some have moments when they thrive, and when this moment passes by, they lose hope and they never try and reach this level again. They think that it's not possible. They think just because they hit a low, they may be at the lowest point in their life. They may not know how they going to make it through the next day, the next week. And those low moments can drain you. I understand. But you have to push. That's why it's so hard to fight on and keep pushing. Put your focus on the right things that will help you tap into the positive emotions as often as possible. Don't spend too much time feeling drained and wore down, being in your own head, beating yourself up, because we can get there. We can sit there and make excuses. We can sit there and continue to rationalize our failures and our lack of taking action on ourselves, lack of stepping out of our comfort zone, lack of trying something new. We can all rationalize and say, I'm not doing that because of this. But we must hold ourselves accountable. There's no one else going to do it. Only the person in the mirror. You have to make that decision. Make that decision to change, to step out of survival mode and begin to live a thriving lifestyle. If you have to, change your environments. Be aware of where and what you're giving your energy and attention to. This all plays a huge role in snapping out of survival mode and beginning to thrive. Going out to those nicer neighborhoods, going out to those different lifestyles that are opposite than what you've been sitting in. It's going to force you to thrive because you're going to see that it's possible. It's going to spark something in your mind. You're like, hold on, I see this. Oh, damn, all these people get this. Look, I know I'm better than that person. I know I can do that. And it's just going to spark your interest. It's going to spark something in your mind to help you step out of that survival mode, step out of your comfort zone. Identify the triggers that put you in survival mode. Because it's a lot of patterns that we may not notice because we weren't aware of them. What changes have you been making? Have you sat in it for so long that you don't realize that you've been doing it? Are you staying here because of comfort? Can you answer these questions for yourself? I want you to ask yourself these types of questions. These will help you go from surviving to thriving. It's your responsibility to do the work and step out of this phase. Snap out of it. Even if you've been in survival mode your whole life, it's not too late to focus on thriving. I want to help you get there. I want you to take this episode and let it be something that sparks some type of interest in you, sparks some type of conversation that you can have with yourself. And ask yourself, am I surviving or am I thriving? And if I am in survival mode, why have I been stuck here for so long? Why am I scared to step out of survival mode? What do I need to do? Because if you do something right now, I guarantee you stick with it, stay consistent with it. 6 months of your life, 3 months of your life, you're going to notice a huge difference. You're going to be a different person than you were the last few months. You're going to evolve into a new individual. So I want to see you thrive in your life. I want to help you thrive in your life. That's why I started the coaching program. That's why you listen to this podcast right now, because you want to thrive as well. You want to continue to level yourself up and become that better version of yourself. So that wraps it up for today's episode. Go out there and thrive in your life, and whatever you choose to do, go all the way in, because you deserve it. You're capable of it all. This is the message you've been waiting for, to go from surviving to thriving. You got this. Don't forget to check out all the links down below. Reach out to me on IG, say what's up, leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube if you're listening or watching me. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well. Sign up for the coaching program or ask more questions. I got your back. Let's lock in and have a great week and close out our 2023 strong if you're listening to this when it comes out. If not, just continue to progress in your life. I don't care if it's the beginning of the year, the middle of the year. We're going to continue to level ourselves up. Now lock in, Diligent Minds community. I believe in you. And I want you to believe in yourself. We're about to transition from surviving to thriving. Go out there and enjoy your day. You hear that outro rolling in. You know what that means. Everybody has greatness within, even you.